And as we set up the final video of Rockman 7SC with the game's ultimate password, I want to remind you guys, this is actually a fan game and not a hack, and therefore, I can provide the link to it in the description. And if you look below, you can see it right there. So anyway, what does this ultimate password do? Well, it does the same thing that Mega Man 7's does by putting us right at the final level. Even better, it gives us 4 energy tanks, 4 weapon tanks that I don't think you could even get normally, and of course the super tank. That's pretty nice. And since we're good to go though, it's off to the final battle. But not before facing a few familiar friends. Why not start this with the hardest? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's time for Slashman again. What you want to do here is actually use the fully charged Buster and then hit him with a Freeze Cracker. That'll do 8 bars of damage per pass. You want to do this for the first 2 times here, because then you can just use the Freeze Cracker for the next 2 to finish him off, as we're going to do. Are we going to get hit? Yeah, we're going to get hit. He's still a cheapo. Seriously, even Burner Man's more fair than you. But that's okay. We got Junk Shield, and now we're going on to the other fight on the top side, and that is Freeze Man, a boss that is made much easier because of getting rid of the stun times and stun animations even. For instance, I can just flat out keep hitting him over and over again and not have to worry about him changing up his attack pattern for me. That's pretty cool. And he's done real quickly. Honestly, in Mega Man 7, he was actually one of the hardest ones for me to fight because of those stop animations that he did every time I hit him with Junk Shield in the refights. Junkman's up next, and as we quickly take him out, I want to point out that the teleporters are actually set up in a similar fashion that they were in Mega Man 7's. For instance, Freeze Man and Slash Man were on the top floor in Mega Man 7's refight room. Junkman and Cloud Man took up the second floor, and I guess that gives away who I'm going to be fighting next, but yeah, I think that's kind of a neat touch. Now granted, with Danger Wrap, Cloudman would be a complete joke because he'd just be hit, caught, and then you can just constantly keep him in that the whole fight. This way's not that bad though, especially since he decided to draw us into him instead of push us away, because that makes the Danger Not Wrap a perfect way to finish him off in no time. Burst Man, however, gave me a few problems here, and it starts because he does his 3 bubbles apart like this. The thing is, this is the first time in an hour of recording I had a successful run, but terrible audio quality, and then had to redo it over and over again. But he'd do the 3 vertical bubbles every time, except this time to start out, and that really threw me off, at least at the beginning. After that, though, it's just Scorch Wheel to his face, and he's gone, and we're already on to Shade Man. Now, I've never really been a fan of using Wild Coil on him, but yeah, let's try it anyway. What you want to do is jump up in this version and hold up as you're shooting to get it the extra spring in your step. Still, I'd rather just hit him when he flies right down to me and move off to the side. But he's already gone. This is going pretty well, I'd say. Gonna try to get my revenge against Springman for actually hitting me. We'll see if it works. Slash Claw will take him out pretty quickly. He'll also take his Wild Coils out too if I hit them correctly. Nope, of course not. Oh well. Just be glad this isn't going to be a perfect run. At least that's my thoughts on it. Although with Turbo Man, I've had enough practice on dealing with him. This is going to go by pretty dang quickly. And we're done. And with that, we're transported to you-know-where. And I guess we're going to meet up with you-know-who. Just let me stock up a few weapons for this upcoming battle to make sure I got everything I need. One last victory hop before the final battle begins. You know, I remember that being a little bit smaller in Mega Man 7. Oh dear. With Thunderbolt, you can hit him generally 3 times per pass, although not at the start. One of the things that'll annoy you is when he drops out the little skull walker guys, although Junk Shield takes care of them in 1 pass, and then you can go right on back to Hidden Wily. Personally, I just like it more when he just does this little weak hop that all you have to do is slide under once you're done hitting him, because, like I said, you can get 3 hits per pass. No, Bean, you don't want to use Junk Shield. Switch already. There you go. Honestly, I jumped the gun with that 1 Junk Shield there, but it's okay. Wily is done. Well, at least the first form. So, yeah. Final boss time. The Wily capsule. Not an easy guy to face in Mega Man 7. And he's slightly annoying in Rockman 7 FC, as I show by getting off to a terrible start. What you want to do is lure the orbs around if he teleports in the middle, but if he's on the side, let them move first, then jump up to be able to get out of harm's way. This is when you're going to get most of your hits in, too, at least without any problem whatsoever. Another strategy that I recommend is sliding to get Wild Coil activated, or if you get hit, to hold it and charge it up, because this weapon will shoot off if you just try to hold the button after firing it, while standing anyway. I'm getting into a bit of a groove now, and especially when he keeps teleporting in the ground on the sides, it's just so easy to avoid him there, at least in my opinion. I mean, yeah, there's timing involved, but this game's had plenty of timing. Now, chances are you are going to run out of Wild Coil before this fight's finished. If you want to use the weapon tank, go crazy. I'm going to choose to switch off to another weapon, the one I used in my Mega Man 7 run, because I like it a heck of a lot more than this. And that would be none other than the Freeze Cracker. Another great thing about this game, as opposed to Mega Man 7, is you can generally get in a couple of hits on him per pass instead of just 1. And that's what's allowing us to pretty much go through this guy with no trouble whatsoever. Although his last teleport in kind of caught me off guard. But you know what? We've got a super adapter, and we're going to punch his lights out. What do you say, guys? He gone. And I win. Man, I gotta tell you, pretty good. Whoa, wait. What are you doing, Mega? He who hesitates is lost. Bass actually got that line from a fortune cookie. Uh-huh. We will meet again, because I said so. So there. He's right, too. We will be meeting him again. But not in this game, because we have reached the end. And seeing Mega Man walk away from Wily's fortress as it's just exploded without a care in the world, to me, is one of the coolest scenes of the classic series. It's kind of a shame that they took that scene out of the Anniversary Collection. I don't know why they did that. But you know what? We're not going to worry about that game. What we are going to worry about and talk about here is Rockman 7 FC itself. And I've got to say, it's a pretty faithful recreation of Mega Man 7. Sure, there are some things that I think this game doesn't do as well, such as level design, especially in Wily 1, where they had the spike bed right at the start, but at the same time, they did things like taking out Rush Search, and I've got to say that item, while it's fine for discovering some of the bolts, Others are in such obscure locations, specifically the exit unit when I'm thinking of this, that it's just, why even have it at all? Because you know you're going to need a guide for it. With this, it pretty much takes that element out of it. And for that, I really enjoy that. And I really wound up enjoying this one, too. I mean, yes, Rockman 7 FC to me is not as good as Mega Man 7, but at the same time, I just had a lot of fun playing this. Maybe it was the different style I did for it. You know, so many times I go through and I do things with text, and by the end, I'm just so tired of it that I don't want to see it. But with this, it's just, you know, you sit down, you record a couple levels, talk over it, and then, boom, you're done with it. And that's where we are right now. We're done with this game already. I think another reason I like this, though, is because my Mega Man 7 playthrough that I did almost a few years ago now wasn't exactly the best, at least to me. The second half of it was filled with a lot of gameplay errors that you all didn't see. Typos like crazy, just because I wasn't concentrating. And of course, you know, I had that save state in Wily 4 right after the Robot Masters. Going through the whole game only to have to basically cheat right there is something that I will never forget, no matter how long I do these things. And now that I think about it, I think I've done 7 Mega Man playthroughs since Mega Man 7. And the funny thing is that was going to be my last one. There's a secret for you. Anyway, thank you for playing. More like thank you for watching, guys. Don't know how many more Mega Man games I'm going to do, but you can see down there in the description box that we've got a vote going on, and 2 of those games involve Mega Man. So you all get on in on it. And as we see the secret password, once again, that I somehow knew, I will see you all whenever for next time. Later.